am Zoe, and I have Marky Mark and Calabash Friend with me today, and we're Blurred Otaku. I want to discuss the forgotten anime this week, and I'm talking about Blood Plus. This show came out in 2004 and it ran for 4 seasons, and it has yep, I messed up.
Yeah, two.
Oh, okay, what else should I say? I went blank. Oh, uh, and it has two movies and a spin-off show called Blood Sea. Huh? I know, I really suck. Okay, I will. Mm, okay. Blood Plus is a show about a vampire hunter that she was born in the 1800s, and her twin sister, which you find out that later on in the show, and they are just she hunts vampires, but she doesn't realize that she's one until one day she gets attacked and her companion Haji comes in and saves her. She has a sword that she puts her finger into it and her blood come out, and that's how she's able to kill all the vampires. She doesn't realize that for a while that she's actually a vampire also. And her sister, which is her twin sister, is very bad and wants to like kill off everybody. What do you guys think of the show or any of the movies that they have?
I originally saw the Blood Plus cartoon movie before the show came out. So I fell in love with the movie originally. I thought it was really cool. And then I guess 4 years after the movie came out, they did the show, which was pretty interesting. I watched it. I don't even remember how I saw it, but I remember I did watch Blood Plus, but I didn't watch Blood C. And then I guess in 2009, they did a live action movie, which was really cool, based off of the original cartoon movie. And I thought that was just a really good movie. And I actually bought both of them. I have them on DVD because I really loved this when I first saw it. So I'm a fan of it. And I know a lot of people don't talk about it. And I don't even think it's that popular anymore.
No, I don't think it is, but it's a sleep. It's one of those ones they sleep on, and then they see it and they're like, "Oh, that was awesome!" Because when before the show started, when you said and Zoe had them both, I go, "I remember that one. I seen that." So that was the plus. But there are very few animated vampire shows that I do enjoy. I mean, of course, the big one Vampire Hunter D, of course, is always the staple for me. That Castlevania, but Blood, I like that one. I really did. I really like that one. And of course, Blood Rain. When they adapted it, so
Yeah,
I thought that was good.
yeah, I forgot about the those as well. I loved Vampire Hunter D, but that is a staple, So that's one of the original ones right there. So that was good. And I swear I saw this like I think MTV used to play anime late at night on Saturdays, and I think that's how I saw Blood the first time. And then I had to have it once I saw that, so it was great. Um, so you did sit down, I guess, around that time and watch it with me as well at one point, right?
Yeah, I remember watching it. I actually found Blood Plus. I was in seventh grade, and I had a classmate that was like giving me all these animes that I should watch, and that was one of them that she recommended. And I have to say, I fell in love with it ever since. I remember I one day when I cried for the episode, and she was like, "Why are you crying?" I was like, "I finally saw it." So yeah, she would give me great anime.
And that's kind of the emotional response that you have. So when I was younger, we saw Three Times Three Eyes with
Okay.
Belle Dandy, and this is I don't remember the dude's name, but I remember the goddess's name, Belle Dandy, because she was in love with the guy and she wanted to become human to live with him and all that. You had 4 grown men almost in tears at the end of this anime because of the way it looked like it was getting ready to end and everything else. And I had told my friend, I said, look, I don't have the money to buy the last episode. It came out last week. You know what I mean? Because I remember, I forget how many tapes it was. Back then you had to put a VHS tape in. It was before DVDs, before Blu-ray. Went on the Suncoast Video because they had all the anime.
Yes.
So I have it. He whipped out his wallet and said, go buy the rest. We have to figure out how this ends. So I get what you're saying, Zoe. There's certain animes that give you an emotional response. And this was an anime that had magic, but it had like this great love story to it. And I'm usually about, let me see something blow up and some girl with a big gun blowing holes through people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
But this was a love story, and it just triggered that thing. Like I said, I still don't remember the dude's name, but I remember her name, and I remember that story. It was just off the chain. So I can relate when you said, you know, you were crying because you saw that anime because of the storyline and everything else. Very few anime can grip me like that, especially nowadays. I love some of the action in it. You know, was that Sakamoto? I've been watching that. I like that. You know what I mean?
And too, right?
Yeah, that's my favorite right there. Because it took me a minute to get in. Because you know that first intro to that is just you're sitting there. It was so quirky, right? Yeah. So weird. And then they switched it up, and I'm like, oh, what happened? Why'd you do that? It took me a while to get into it, but now I'm into it. And there's another one. I can't, Lazarus or something like that.
Oh yes, yeah. I'm watching Lazarus. I am like halfway through that. It is a very good show. It is pretty much Cowboy Bebop. It's a part of that generation. Like
yeah.
So
see, I like that cyberpunkish, but at the same time, it gives you just a little bit of a more of a modern feel, but try to get into that next era of, I guess, our human development as robots running around, hover cars, and that sort of thing. So I'm really enjoying that.
That's a good one. The new season should be coming out, I think, next year.
We role played Cyberpunk.
Oh.
So it's a lot different. And then, of course, I bought the video game, but then I found out that it was like single player and none of my friends could join in on it. So the game kind of just sat there. But I did watch some of the anime for it. I kind of like it. But a lot of the newer stuff for me is kind of hit or miss because half the time I don't really understand it. And I'm like, what is this? No, I need something different.
Yeah. Lord of
the last good one I saw though was My Hero or something like that, where the guy he got transported to this land through a book and he became a champion and everybody shitted on him. I mean, everybody, the people that he went there to protect, the whole 9 yards. Netflix had it first, but only one season. And I was so upset because I was getting into it and I wanted to figure out, what happened to him. And by the end of it, Crunchyroll had the last 2 other seasons of it, but it was a fantasy one, with magic and knights and, protecting little villages and all this other stuff. But the storylines in the anime are a hell of a lot better than a lot of the stuff we're getting now.
Okay. You wrapped it up.
Well, this was an interesting plot line. Like I said, Blood Plus was really good. I guess next time, what do you want to discuss, Zoe?
I'm not sure. I have a lot of stuff that I would like to talk about.
Okay. Well, join us next time. We will be discussing something new when it comes to anime. Like we always say, like and subscribe, and we'll see you next week.